Hello everyone. I haven't done one of these in several months, but it's time for another channel update on what exactly it is I'm planning to do. Um, as per usual, I am, of course, very open to requests and suggestions. I haven't really been requested to do anything, but I'm open to it regardless. So, first, let's talk about current LPs and their status. East Memories of Celceta. I am loving this game, my god. I expected to be kind of iffy on having a combat system that was neither the very basic hack and slash of the Felghana game, or the games on the E6 engine, like Felghana and Origin, but wow, it is so satisfying to play. I've recorded two episodes that haven't gone up yet of that. Um, Next up, Final Fantasy VI Advance Blind. Um, I have, well, today's episode and Friday's episode recorded. Um, Getting very near to the end. Just need to do the two dragons in Kefka's Tower, the Dragon's Den, and then Kefka's Tower proper. Um, there are a couple of things in that game I'm really not a fan of. Master of Magic. But there's also Toho Puppet Dance Performance, which I am co-commentating with Silver. Um, Everything we have has gone up. It's really up to Silver when we can record. We do need to record more though. And next subject would be the upcoming playthroughs. Of course, Oath and Felghana, E6, both of which I actually own. E7, which I don't own yet. I'm not sure if I'm going to LP East 5 because, again, that game is not going to have a very... The writing isn't going to have an Xseed flavor to it. So I'm probably going to play that on my own along with Dawn of Ys. But E7, which I don't own yet, I actually might be winning a key on GOG for it. Doubtful, though. Next LP with Silver is going to be Persona 5 Blind. I'm still surprised Silver got so into Persona 5, but I'm glad because we can do the whole series going backwards, weirdly enough. I should just cave in and buy a copy of Golden instead of renting it, considering how long that game is. Once Sean gets a new computer setup, because he actually physically dropped his laptop, so combined with the audio issues we were already having in the first playthrough, that is going to specifically be primarily hanging out with B. Apparently they finished a couple of the side stories that weren't finished, like Germs, which is awesome. I really like Germ. Added more songs. Hopefully they added more days. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, once Sean gets his computer issues sorted, we're going to be doing Night in the Woods Weird Autumn. I am going to be treating it as a brand new LP, so if you haven't played the original game or seen an LP of the original game, we're going to stay, well, we're probably going to Lampshade or and that sort of thing, but we're not going to like directly reference events that haven't happened yet or reference the other routes, except, this is very different. But yeah. Digital Devil Saga. That one I'm doing on my own. I think that's actually going to follow Final Fantasy VI. I'm going to be playing on the PS3 PlayStation Network version of the game. It's a very short game, like 20 hours. 25 if you're doing fiend hunting. I'm not fighting the demi-fiend. No, you can't make me fight the demi-fiend. Ugh. The one strategy to fight him works like 50% of the time. It is that bad. Likewise, I'm not fighting the obligatory ultimate boss of Persona 5 because I already know it's not going to be well designed, much like the ultimate bosses of Persona 3 and 4. I'm not going to be doing the ultimate boss of Eternal Punishment either, but that's more because I don't want to play through the game 3 times. But yeah, Digital Devil Saga, I'm going to be hunting down all the fiends around Endgame. I don't own the second game, so I'm not sure if I'll jump right into it. But it is... the story is very Disc 1, Disc 2, so... in any case, Demon Souls and Dark Souls 3 with Silver because it's become a tradition that Souls games and Souls-likes will be done with Silver. Metal Gear Solid series. I am doing them at some point. I'm not sure if Sean is going to be on board after the inevitably horrible performance I have in the first game. Let alone the second game. If you really want to see how bad I am at MGS2, I have a stream archive of me playing VR missions on the channel. So now we're on to speculative, potential LPs. Or LPs that are so far in the future that I'm accidentally pushing my PS3 controller off my desk. And also, not sure when I'm going to be doing them. So, first of all, while we're almost on the topic of Falcom, Trails of Cold Steel. I'm going to be doing the PC version, even though I already own the Vita version. The PC version just has so many touch-ups, and I believe they added like 3,000 more voiced lines to the PC port. And freaking Durante of DS Fix fame worked on the Cold Steel port. This is going to be at some point after I've played through the Trails in the Sky trilogy on my own time. I'm saying on my own time because really those games are very hard to LP, largely because of the combat being so slow. And really, at least in the prologue and first chapter, not super rewarding. So, assume that's the whole Cold Steel series. Assuming Xseed goes on to localize 3. I don't trust Nisa to not screw up again. On another Xseed Falcom note, the Zwei games. Again, I love Xseed's localization team. They are freaking awesome. So, I just want to do... and I love Falcom games anyway, just from the East and what I've played of Trails in the Sky. Trails in the Sky I'm playing more for the writing, much like most people, because combat isn't amazing. It's not bad, but it's not great. Luckily, there's not like a ton of it, but they are very lighthearted games with lots of puns, apparently, and also about food. Yeah. Let's see. There's also Tokyo Xanadu X Plus. Another Falcom game. This one was localized by Axis, and apparently their localization was a little dry, but it wasn't bad. Nisa. Next up is... I'm gonna just put all the Falcom stuff up at once, I guess. Xanadu Next, a dungeon-crawling action RPG of all things. Xanadu is their flat... It was their first action RPG, I think. No, it was Dragon Slayer, which turned into Xanadu. But I'm intrigued by this game because I enjoy crawling dungeons. Off of the Xseed train, well, Xseed Falcom train, is... did I just lose it? No. The first Gothic game. Gothic is a game that is genius in its simplicity. Apparently the original German voice acting was a lot less goofy and a lot more, like, dark with dark humor. But Gothic is a very interesting action RPG from the early 2000s by Piranha Bytes, who you may recognize from their recent release of Galax, or the Risen trilogy. And the first game is interesting. It's fairly short. I clocked in like 27 hours blind. But I really enjoy Piranha Bytes' style just from having played the first Gothic and a good chunk of the first Risen. Let's see. Oh, I almost forgot. Me and Silver will be co-oping through Dragon's Crown because Silver can play the PS4 version, which is crossplay with the Vita version. Now, this next one is one that I'm... Why is my cursor invisible? There it is. I want input on if this one would be of interest to anyone, because I'm worried that the very heavily formulaic nature of the gameplay loop might make it not fun to watch as a Let's Play. And especially considering I have disinterest in it from a writing perspective. Sword Art Online Hollow Fragment, the first SAO game. I hate the SAO series. It is just the most... It is worse than the first 2 episodes of Overlord. Episode 3 of that series got really good suddenly, though. It is generic harem-focused garbage with edgy villains who have no redeeming qualities, but that are taken too seriously. Like, Kefka is pure evil, but that's just because he's a chaotic person. SAO has just pretentious pricks for villains. But, yeah. The problem with Hollow Fragment is the gameplay is clear a floor, do the quests on the floor, fight the boss, crawl through the dungeon, the short dungeon, fight the boss. Repeat until you get to floor 99. Then you go into the expansion area because Hollow Fragment is an expansion on a PSP game. Grind a lot of quests there and bosses, and then go finish the game on floor 100. I think this would be better suited to a live stream playthrough than a Let's Play. But if I'm wrong on the format, like the format changes at some point, or it gets more interesting to watch at some point, please let me know. Alright. What else is there? I am bad at strategy games. I'm putting that out there right now. I am awful at strategy RPGs. But the Valkyria Chronicles series intrigues me. This is another one that I'm going to weigh interest in. So if you're interested in seeing me play through this game, blindly, poorly, let me know. I would be playing on the normal difficulty, so I wouldn't be doing like the DLC quests or anything. Just kind of looking over at my PS3, trying to think of what I have. Nier. I'm torn on if I want to live stream or let's play Nier, and this includes Automata. Automata? I have no idea how you say it. I'm going to do it either on stream or LP. Let me know which you would rather see, though. That's all that's really springing to mind as far as things I know I want to do at some point. Which brings me to my dilemma. I don't want to do, like, too many Final Fantasy games together because they have their own identity, but then there are things that will kind of blend. So I'm not sure if I want to wait, like, several LPs before doing my next, like, big, blind, major JRPG. Like, I did Final Fantasy VI, Final Fantasy VII, Chrono Trigger. And I'm also torn on what that next game should be. It's between trying to think, is there anything else I'm debating? So it's between Final Fantasy X, Final Fantasy IX, Xenogears, Saga Frontier, and Final Fantasy XIII. 13 is the big iffy one. Not because I don't think I like it, but because I don't think its plot heaviness and linearity lend well to a Let's Play, especially because a lot of the combat is more about switching to the right paradigm and auto-battling, because I've played a couple of hours of it, than it is actual strategizing. I know next to nothing about Saga Frontier. I know the general plot of 10. I have no idea what the main plot of 9 is, but I know, like, stuff about Vivi. I know Kuja is the final... Well, Kuja is the villain, and then there's just a literal space giant flea from outer space, final boss. The reason Final Fantasy 1, 2, 3, and 5 aren't on the list are, 1, I've seen Pro Jared play it and I feel no need to Let's Play it myself. 2, I have... It seems to be an 80% hate, 20% love. Which, even 13 has, like, 60 hate, 40 love. 3 because screw the Crystal Tower. And 5 because I don't think I could keep that game entertaining. I feel like my inherent I need to do this perfectly would get in the way of my enjoyment of the pure sandbox of the class system. So that leaves me needing to play 10, 12, which I would play Zodiac, but that's not what I'm really in the mood to do soon. 13 Trilogy, 9, and 15. Again, that's going to be the PC version. I'll probably LP that, but it's not going to be on the level of finally playing through Final Fantasy X. I know 13 isn't exactly a classic being a 360 game, but it kind of, for some reason, it kind of feels lumped together with 10. But, please, if you have anything you want me to play through, let me know. Even if you're not sure if it's going to be my thing, or if... Just try me. I have a lot of games I like that might be surprising. But, thanks for watching. This is just a general update, not like the year of, or anything like that. This is just my general plans. There might be a PS3 game I suddenly discover and want to LP. I might suddenly decide I want to LP Monachemia, because that is a fantastic game. So, yeah. Requests are always open.